with depth of thought comes height of life. American columnist and political activist Barbara Ehrenreich wanted to study a problem. Why are the poor stuck at the bottom of society? She chose 6 cities and took $1,000 to work in various professions, from sales clerks and cleaners to nursing home attendants. She worked 6 different jobs and experienced countless hardships. She rented cheap houses and worked relentlessly day and night. But no matter how hard she tried, she could never save money and saw no way out. Finally, she realized that the poor have to endure low-level suffering. This keeps them trapped in the vicious cycle of poverty and busyness. There are millions of types of suffering in life, but meaningless suffering only consumes your energy in vain. Before we explore deeper, don't forget to hit follow and turn on the notification bell to continue receiving secrets about money that help you quickly achieve financial freedom. Welcome to The Wealth, the Healthy, the Freedom. In the 1990s, a new term appeared: working poor. People who only know how to toil, endure all kinds of hardships, but never escape poverty. They are like donkeys tied to a millstone, working harder than others, but ultimately just spinning around in exhaustion in one spot. Warren Buffett once mentioned such people in financial companies. They work hard all day, and after work still have to drive 3 hours to earn extra money to make ends meet. On weekends, they work part-time jobs from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., returning home exhausted at midnight, then getting up early to go to work the next day. Although the work intensity is huge and they don't rest a single day in the month, their lives do not improve. Buffett pointed out bluntly, they only know how to work hard without ever thinking about improving efficiency or improving their skills. Suffering is not necessarily a step forward. If you just bow your head and work hard forgetting to look up, you are very prone to falling into the deep pits of life. I have a friend who joined a bank after graduation and became a teller. He carried the mindset that only through suffering can one succeed, and threw himself into work. Every day he had to face all kinds of customers from morning to night, often so busy that he didn't have time to drink a sip of water. During scarce breaks, he tried to review basic professional knowledge and workflows.
Every day after returning home, he had to practice counting money until his hands cramped, stand in front of the mirror practicing smiling until his cheeks ached, and type on the keyboard until late at night. Finally, his roommate had to intervene and ask him to rest. These efforts really made him a favorite of the boss. But a few years later, when the job at the bank was no longer attractive, he wanted to change jobs. At this point, he realized he was stuck in this position. Counting money and mastering basic operations are skills a teller needs, but one should not spend all time and energy on such low-value tasks. He realized that if he had used the bank as a platform to learn about finance and internet technology, or researched emerging industries, he would probably have had more choices. If he had passed valuable financial certificates, his future would have been more open. Now he regrets realizing he put his effort in the wrong place. Like a journalist saying, "We build walls around ourselves with bricks of hard labor, but get trapped within those very walls." Diligent but ineffective, making an effort but still stuck. Ultimately, suffering is not necessarily a driving force upward. It can become a force pulling you down. Writer Zhang Defen divided suffering into 2 types. One is ignorant and nameless suffering. This type of suffering is completely useless and does not make people grow. 2 is conscious suffering. This type of suffering is an opportunity to change destiny and turn life around. Many people only endure the first type of suffering. They repeat mechanical tasks, stay up all night, work overtime the latest, save every penny, rent the cheapest houses, and eat the cheapest meals. However, such physical and labor suffering is only the lowest level. Someone once said, "The true nature of endurance is a form of self-control, persistence, and the ability to think deeply." Suffering has levels, high and low, And only by enduring high-level suffering can we harvest results and reinvent our lives. A businessman asked himself why only 5 out of 1,000 people stand at the top of the industry. Until he owned a company with more than 100,000 employees, he understood that most people will do anything to avoid thinking. Those who truly understand endurance will carefully study the root of the problem and act effectively from there. Wu Jun, author of the famous book Global History of Technology, once shared how he completed this work. He didn't rush to stay up late writing diligently, but spent a lot of time thinking about how to write this book well. The first question he asked himself was, why write this book? Wu Jun read many books on the history of science and technology, but he found they all have 2 drawbacks.
Either too hard to understand or broken down into separate topics suitable only for reference. So we came up with the idea of connecting history through the lens of technology with 2 main themes, energy and information, to systematize the development process of human civilization. The second question he pondered was how to use materials effectively. Not all materials can be used. Therefore, Wu Jun took many related courses and traveled far to discuss with university professors. Every fundamental problem was listed, and he sought the best answer for each. He often sat alone, thinking carefully for long periods, constantly breaking and rebuilding ideas until everything became clear. As a result, when Global History of Technology was released, it received a lot of praise. Enduring high-level suffering is the suffering of deep thinking. A person who works hard physically but is lazy in thinking will often achieve very little results and stay at the bottom of society forever. But with depth of thought, life will reach new heights. 2 American computer experts, the Dreyfus brothers, proposed the Dreyfus model. According to it, a person's proficiency in a professional skill can be divided into 5 levels: novice, advanced beginner, competent, proficient, and expert. Whatever skill level a person is at, they are also in the corresponding class in society. Robert Kiyosaki introduced the concept of the rat race. Humans are like mice trapped in an iron cage. Their feet run continuously, the cage spins loudly, but when they wake up the next day, they are still trapped in the cage. The cause is that they are blindly busy, having no time to stop and think, no time to settle themselves. This world never lacks hardworking people, but low-level suffering will numb and drown people. Only valuable suffering can become powerful energy, helping people root deeply and thrive. In Stories to Caution the World by Feng Menglong of the Ming Dynasty, there is a couplet. If you cannot endure hardships, it is difficult to become a leader. The meaning of this saying is very clear. Only by enduring countless hardships can one achieve fame and wealth, becoming successful in the eyes of others.
Over the years, many people have believed this. It seems that suffering is inevitable in life. They immerse themselves in physical busyness, thereby receiving mental comfort that I have tried very hard. The result is that for most of their lives, they only know how to endure suffering without ever becoming leaders. In reality, living in this world, everyone has to endure suffering more or less, but you must know how to choose suffering. Don't endure just any kind of suffering. The more you endure meaningless suffering, the less you dare to pursue the life you want. You will have the illusion that I have suffered too much, but life is not better. This is my limit, and I no longer have the ability to achieve happiness. Actually, you just haven't chosen the right kind of suffering. A psychology professor at Harvard University once said in his lecture, "To become the upper class, you must endure high-level suffering." High-level suffering is suffering that can help you become more valuable. Only when you proactively endure these high-level sufferings does life become smoother. By thinking deeply, enduring the suffering of wisdom, you will realize that while you were still sharing a rented room and squeezing on the subway, friends who started with you have bought houses or cars and are living the life you dream of.
While you still have to calculate every penny to buy fruit, worrying if it exceeds the budget, many people have achieved financial freedom. Is it because you are not as hardworking as them? Not necessarily. Besides working hard, they also frequently think deeply, enduring the suffering of wisdom. George Bernard Shaw once asked, "Life only has 30,000 days. Have you spent 3 days thinking about what you really like?" Many people are just busy walking, forgetting to think about where this road leads. Do I want to go there? How many ways are there to get to the destination? Am I going in the right direction? Effort without thinking is like a boat drifting with the current. You put in all your strength, but end up going nowhere. I have a friend who works for a copywriter. He seems to be busy writing all the time, writing endlessly. I was surprised, not understanding why he was busier than others doing the same copywriting job. Once, unable to curb my curiosity, I asked my friend. He said that although the number of articles he completes is not high, he has to edit each article many times, sometimes up to 10 times.
I told him he was being too hard on himself, but he replied that it was because the boss was always dissatisfied. I immediately asked, "Just fix where it's not satisfactory. Why fix it so many times?" He said, "The boss only says it's not right, but doesn't point out where to fix it." I was surprised and told him, "Then you must discuss with the boss. Find out where the problem is. Think about how to fix it, then start doing it again." He replied wearily, "There's no time. There's so much work. That time is enough to finish another article." As a result, he continuously worked without thinking, without goals, leading to ineffective work. This not only consumed all his energy, but also caused him to gradually lose his passion. Liu Cixin wrote in The Three-Body Problem, "If God exists, when humans think, God will smile. If humans don't think, God won't even bother smiling." Thinking may not necessarily find the secret of the life we want, but a life without thinking is like Alice in Wonderland standing at a crossroad not knowing where she wants to go. In that situation, no matter which path you take, it all becomes meaningless. Thinking is the prerequisite for all work. Acting without thinking will only result in chaos. Life and work need firefighters, but even more, they need people who know how to prevent problems before they happen. To make everything go smoothly, one needs to proactively think, endure the suffering of wisdom to avoid enduring more physical suffering. Restraint and patience, enduring the suffering of self-discipline. Self-discipline is always a hot topic on search networks. There are related topics everywhere. The importance of self-discipline is deeply ingrained in many people's minds, but very few can actually execute it. For a while, I talked on the phone with a friend. He told me about things that made him anxious and insecure. After a period of staying at home due to the pandemic in 2020, his company returned to work. But his working state was very poor, frequently making mistakes and being reprimanded by the boss. The reason why is because during the epidemic, he stayed up all night playing games every day and slept during the day.
His living schedule was extremely irregular, leading to his extremely poor state. So after going to work, it was difficult to restore his normal state. Finally, he had an epiphany and said, "Sure enough, indulging in enjoyment eventually requires paying a higher price." His words made me think a lot. It couldn't help but remind me of another friend. At the beginning of the holiday, he surfed the web, read news, watched movies, and played games. Then he realized he couldn't continue wasting time like that. So he started reading, writing, and learning new skills. He realized that instead of lying there feeling uncomfortable, it was better to improve himself with peace of mind. I agree very much with his previous statement. TV series can never be finished. Games always have new versions. But if you waste time today, the future will punish you cruelly. Some people say a long vacation changes everything. Staying home all day really ruins a person. Eating, drinking, and playing are often things that corrode the soul. Most people have the heart to go to the West to retrieve scriptures,
but end up dying at Gao Drunk. That is you. The normal state of most people is sadness, boredom, stagnation, waiting for death, neither able to endure the current state nor having the ability to change. You can be as lazy as a pig, but you cannot be lazy with peace of mind like a pig. So the change you want, if it doesn't start now, will never start. Think carefully if this is true. Author Stephen Gusset once told of his experience. Initially, he planned to do push-ups for 30 minutes, but found he couldn't complete it at all. Then he changed the plan, first trying to do just one push-up. Not surprisingly, he completed it easily. But because he was psychologically more comfortable, in reality, he did not just do one. Over time, the habit was formed. Even when it wasn't exercise time, he would persist in doing push-ups. Actually, many things in life are like that. Never pursue perfection. Don't pursue good results. Act first. Do it for 3 minutes first. This is the core. If you still can't do it, I can only say that the pain life slaps on your face is not enough. All successful people live in a state of self-torture work every day. And this self-torture will eventually become a habit of self-discipline, eventually become confidence in the marrow, and eventually gain financial freedom. Either proactively be cruel to yourself, or wait for life to be cruel to you. Comparing these two, I'd rather accept my own cruelty to myself.
Because the cruelty of life will be even more painful. No matter how long the road is, just walk and you will arrive. 3 kilometers every day, 1 book every week, 1 public lecture every month. Self-discipline may not bring big changes immediately, but over time, the accumulated energy will become huge. The suffering of self-discipline is worth enduring, and you need to proactively endure it. Persist in reading and studying. Endure the suffering of loneliness. I once saw a social media user share, "I like enduring the suffering of reading. I also know that surfing short videos is more interesting, more fun, and relieves stress better. But if I indulge in it, I will waste more time and energy. I don't like a depraved version of myself." Nowadays, the importance of reading has been recognized by many people, and many parents have had headaches thinking about how to buy a house in an area with a good educational environment for their children. Some even divorce for this. There are also so many children who feel lost because they don't study well, and many children get mental illnesses because they focus too much on studying. Studying is so hard. Why do we have to endure the suffering of learning? Someone said that the books you have read hide your temperament and stature. Those books are like the meals you ate when you were young, gradually integrating into your flesh and blood, helping you grow and influencing your vision of life. Previously, the thank you letter of Dr. Heng Guoping of the Chinese Academy of Sciences went viral. In the letter he wrote, "I have walked a very long road and endured a lot of hardships to be able to bring this thesis before you." Heng Guoping was born in a poor family. He had to fish, catch eels, raise pigs, and tend buffaloes to get money for school. He walked barefoot on the scorching ground in summer and wore thin, tattered clothes through winter. Wearing wet clothes to class was common. Was it miserable? Very miserable. But Heng Guoping was not afraid of suffering. Progress in learning was his greatest joy and motivation. He understood very well that only by suffering and studying can the future be less miserable. Finally, with extraordinary willpower, he entered the Chinese Academy of Sciences for Higher Studies and is currently working at Tencent's AI lab, continuing to conquer new heights. A person's success is closely related to how much they have learned. In a TV show, there were many children who gave up school at a very young age and entered factories to work. Every day they work in hot workshops, performing repetitive tasks, soaked in sweat, and eating poor meals. They work nearly 11 hours a day, sleep in cramped dormitories with 8 people a room, and even have to queue to bathe. A boy in the show said that before, he felt studying was very hard, but he didn't expect that life as a worker was even harder.
Unable to endure the suffering of learning, they have to endure the suffering of life. Children who leave school early have no degrees, no family background, and often do simple jobs, frequently having to move from one factory to another. Their lives are very precarious, income is unstable, and they always face the risk of unemployment. Many people only truly understand this saying when they experience difficulties in life and are beaten by fate. If you don't study, you will gradually lose the right to choose in life. On social media, there was a survey about the 10 biggest regrets in life. Topping the list was not being able to pass into a good university when young, leading to a mediocre life, choosing comfort at the age when you need to study. What you get back is a lifetime of inferiority. Society is developing faster and faster. Just studying when young is not enough to maintain until the end of life. Lifelong learning might sound scary at first, but all learning and training in life is just aimed at helping you meet a better version of yourself in higher places. So what is there to be sad about? For many people, the comfort zone of life is a safe harbor, but it can also be shackles inhibiting personal development. Life is not always smooth, but only when bravely facing and proactively accepting difficulties can we find the path to success. Enduring high-level suffering means being ready to face challenges, daring to break personal limits, and constantly perfecting oneself. That is a positive and necessary attitude to realize self-value and take initiative in life. Compared to mediocre suffering, high-level suffering brings more challenges and value. It helps us constantly grow and opens up more opportunities. Finally, when looking back, we will realize that the efforts and persistence before have become the most precious assets on the path of life. As someone said, don't let yourself be too comfortable, because being too comfortable will cause problems. Only by continuously challenging ourselves can we excellently express our own story on the vast and colorful stage of life. Thank you for watching today's content. If you feel my content is valuable, don't forget to share it with friends and relatives. Follow me to know more about the secrets of money. Goodbye, and see you again.